Hey guys, free pick time. All right, back with another free play. So we picked up yet another winner yesterday, guys. We are now 15 wins and 3 losses through our last 18 games. This is exactly what a hot streak looks like, guys. Hope to keep it going today. Yesterday in Masterclass, we went 7-2. However, we did lose our biggest play of the day yesterday. So we walked away with a win, albeit smaller than we would have liked. Today, I have another baseball play for you guys. On a fairly busy day, we got a WNBA play that I absolutely love today, guys. Big WNBA play going at 10 p.m. today. To give you an idea, I always talk about how great we do at WNBA, and same thing with CFL, right? Because the books just don't spend the time on these games. This is not like, a marquee matchup in the NFL going off on a Sunday afternoon. They don't spend the time on these lines to get it correct, okay? And therefore, we can find a good amount of value. I talk about like elite level ROIs. Like if you're hitting, 4%, that's elite, okay? Like 5% is like your top, that's your top 1% of the 1%, okay? Your ultra elite level people are hitting that long term, okay? We got an 8% ROI this season in WNBA, and I have no reason to think that's going to dwindle. I actually think we could potentially see a higher ROI that comes out of this, right? So these are the types of numbers we deal with in WNBA, and to be basically doubling what an elite ROI would be is pretty awesome, and I don't think there's any reason why we see that come down. I think we could actually see it drift up a little bit, right? So that is on our full card today. We got CFL play as well, smaller CFL play, but still got some value on that one. Baseball, props, etc. BenderWins.com. It's $99 a month, gets you my full card every single day, plus all the masterclass educational videos and the Bender Wins Guide to Professional Sports Betting to make sure you're doing things the right way. Tons of educational stuff, guys. I try to make the free picks educational, but again, it's a drop in a bucket compared to the educational content and the educational value. And believe me, we get so many people that say that just forget the picks and all the other stuff that we've won 3.5 years in a row. Forget that stuff. Just the educational content alone is worth price of admission. So anyways, before we jump onto today, eye rolls for everyone. I want to talk about yesterday's play really quickly. I don't want to talk about, how we capped it, because we capped it accurately, I think. But I want to talk about something I mentioned in the video and some of the comments I got yesterday. So I broke down the exact percentages of how I thought this game was going to transpire, okay? I said that there was a 36% chance of being 4 runs or less scored in the first 5 innings, okay? A 15% chance it lands exactly on 5, and then a 49% chance that there's 6 or more runs scored in the first 5 innings, okay? So if you look at that, you say, well, why would we bet it if it's only 49%? But then we have to eliminate the neutral result, which is 5, okay? So when we eliminate that neutral result, we're left with a result that comes in either as a win or a loss 85% of the time. So if we divide the 49% that we think it's going to be 6 runs or more into the 85% where we get a result, that means that we're going to win this bet when there is a result about 57.6% of the time. Now, we did win the bet, but here's the question that I got asked. Later on in the day, as the line moved from 5 at some books up to 5.5. My first response, people, is get more books, okay? Because 5 was hanging around at quite a few books, okay? So that's my first response, get more books. But when it came to that line movement of going to 5.5, that was significant, because now let's talk about how that changes the math. Okay, we went from looking at a 36% chance it's going to be 4 runs or less, or basically a 43% chance that we're going to lose when there's a result. Now we're looking at a situation where there's no tie anymore. There's no middle ground. It's either you win or you lose, okay? But we can actually take a look at the numbers that I presented yesterday and come up with where we would start to find value. Because what I did say was I expect 6 runs or more 49% of the time. So if you think about the over-under now being 5.5, that means we're only going to win 49% of the time. So your break even now is all the way up to plus 104. So if you're betting it at plus 100, now it becomes a negative EV bet. Hence, you shouldn't place that wager, okay? So in order to find value on yesterday's game, once that line moved to 5.5 at certain books, you would either have to, number 1, have more books, right? Number 2, have a line that was enough plus money that's going to give you not only value, but give you a little bit of a buffer as well. And I don't think we saw that at any books. I'd say that probably value started around maybe plus 114. plus 115 at 5.5. So if you bet it, congratulations, you won. But I think in the long term, that was a negative AV play. And that's the importance, sometimes of catching the right lines, okay? Now, we're going to move on to today's play, but I just wanted to kind of walk you guys through that math because I know there's a lot of people later on in the afternoon or early evening before the game first pitch saying, okay, line's at 5.5 now. What do we do, right? So the math was in the video, and I just want to help you guys for future videos that if I do a breakdown like this, that you can just do that quick calculation and say, yeah, you know what, at 5.5, we're only win 49% at plus 100, we're going to lose money, right? It's a coin flip, 50-50, right? We're going to lose $110 every time it lands on heads, and we're going to lose or win 100 when it lands on tails. Well, that's a bit of a house edge, so you wouldn't do that bet. All right. On to today, guys. We're going to do a team total here. Now, this line moved, as many of our lines do move. I know, our masterclass videos come out daily, and, we're good at what we do. We move lines every single day. So it's kind of like a rush of masterclass when the video comes out, get those picks in, because, some of the lines are only around, 10 minutes. Others move within a few hours, but most of the time we move lines. And at this point in time, guys, like when I'm betting games and these lines are not moving, I can often tell that, maybe I've made an error, especially if it goes against us, which is pretty rare. But anyways, this line has moved. So it was minus 125 we had earlier. Now it is minus 135. I would bet this as high as minus 140, not a penny more though, okay? So we still got a bit of room, but not much. So we're going to look at Pittsburgh team total under 3.5, minus 135, okay? Shop around still, guys. You might be able to find a minus 125 out there still. I don't think so. Maybe a minus 130 kicking around. DraftKings right now is minus 135 at this exact second. So go ahead, bet that. Bet it up to minus 140. If it goes to minus 141, that's it. Don't bet it, okay? You bet it up to minus 140. That's it, okay? I have this projected at 2.6 to 2.8 runs, and I actually think that potentially could be on the high side. So that's going to be our play on this game. Again, you might say, well, there's a full run advantage, right? At, 2.6 to 3.5, but once you surpass that level of minus 140 juice, you have to factor in that, it's not so much just about having a full run advantage, it's how much juice are you paying and how often are you going to be expected to win this over the long term, okay? And that's something you always have to take into account. And that's why I said maximum minus 140. But right now, DraftKings minus 135. Shop around, guys. I'm sure you can probably find a better line out there. Pinnacle, BetUS, et cetera. But this is our line right now on DraftKings. Okay, so hopefully you guys learned something today. Hopefully we keep this run going. As I mentioned, we're 15-3 over our last 18 plays. BenderWins.com for the full card. We got that big WNBA play going today. Continue to find value, continue to educate. Best of luck, guys, and we'll see you soon.